Welcome back. My name is Jimmy Mahalik, and this is your second stimulus check update today for you guys. In recent news, there has been a new surge of the virus, and infectious disease expert says that the virus will not slow down until about 60 or 70% of the American population is infected. And that we're currently only at about 5% in the US. And then we're also seeing 22 new states have recorded an increase in virus cases, 22 states in the United States. And in addition to that, there's now talks in certain areas of the country that we might actually see the reopening stop or start to see some closures again, depending on the areas. Sharp spikes in cases are prompting governors and mayors in Oregon, Utah, and Tennessee to pause reopening plans, in addition to possibly Houston, Texas. Also, Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York, has threatened to shut down New York City again after crowds of people have been seen in public not wearing masks and standing right next to each other. And the problem, as you know, is New York City was the epicenter of the virus at one point, and they had it the worst of pretty much anywhere in the country because there's so many people in a populated area. And I have said, if this country needs to shut down again, then we're going to be in a lot of trouble. And the only good thing that's going to come out of that is the absolute certainty of more stimulus checks for Americans and the possibility of monthly stimulus checks for Americans the longer this goes on. Also, if you're new to the channel, my name is Jimmy Mahalik. Make sure you click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so. This way you won't miss out on second stimulus check updates. And also on this channel, I have videos about personal finance and ways to make money from home. Also, if you can, hit the like button for me down below. It really helps out my channel. Areas like Texas have now seen a 6 new high in just 1 week. And we've also seen the exact same thing happening in Florida. And the more and more cases we see like this, the more it's going to spread and the higher likelihood of a second shutdown. Also, the FDA has revoked the use of hydroxychloroquine, which is a drug that was being used to treat the virus. It's actually an anti-malaria drug, and President Donald Trump himself has said that he was taking this drug as a treatment for the virus. After reviewing the research on the drugs, the FDA has determined that the drug does not meet the statutory criteria for emergency use, and they have concluded that it is no longer reasonable to believe that taking it may be effective in treating the virus at all. A lot of people were hopeful that this drug would help us cure this virus, and that looks like that's not going to help us at all. Also, I want to let you guys know that the first stimulus package that passed, one of the provisions in there allows for all Americans to deduct up to $300 of charitable contributions off of your taxes. Whether you itemize your deductions or not, every American can take advantage of this. So I know a lot of Americans go to church and they might give $10 a week to their church or something like that. You can now deduct that and get a $300 deduction off your taxes, where you wouldn't have been able to do that at all unless you itemized your deductions, which millions of Americans do not. There's also been a recent push by Republicans to increase this up to $4,000 per person or $8,000 per person. So if that does pass, that will mean you'll be able to possibly deduct more money off of your taxes and pay less taxes because of it. Now, the recent hot topic, besides yesterday's video of a confirmation of a second stimulus check, is the unemployment benefits. And there's been a lot of talk about possibly extending the $600 per week unemployment benefits that are set to expire on July 31st. And the unemployment got somewhere close to almost 20%, which is outrageously high. As you can see on this graph here, we were in like the 3 to 4% unemployment range before this pandemic hit. And government officials are now saying that they hope it will be below 10% before the end of the year. And they act like that's a good thing, like 10% of workers being out of work is a good thing. That is extremely high compared to historic rates. As you can see on this graph, we were in the 3 to 4% range. So being at 10% by the end of the year is still 2 or 3 times higher than what we were before this pandemic. And that is a lot of Americans out of work. So there's talks that they will extend the unemployment benefits past July 31st in the tune of somewhere along the lines of $300 to $450 per week. So I will keep you guys updated on that and let you know what the current news is on that, because I know millions of Americans are relying on that money right now because there's not jobs to go back to. Also, if you didn't see yesterday's video, I will link it over here in the top. It's basically confirmation that we are going to have a second stimulus check. So watch that video next. And I've also linked it down below in the top comment. And over here, I'll link a playlist that teaches you how to start selling on Amazon. I have students that have replaced their entire 9-to-5 income by selling one product on Amazon. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.